Hi there and welcome to Studio SN. My name is Sara Naumann and today we're playing with Distress Crayons. Ranger's Distress Crayons are a fun coloring medium, especially with stencils. So you can see here on my card background, well, this design has been done with the Distress Crayons. It's actually the reverse of the stencil design, as you can see here. So rather than coloring directly through the stencil, I'm coloring onto my cardstock and then removing the color through that stencil design in order to get the reverse. It sounds a little bit complicated, but it's easy to do. So let's take a look. So first I'll bring in my glossy white cardstock, and this is going to give me a nice smooth surface to get a really crisp effect. Here are the Distress Crayons that I'm working with, and this is set number 2. It's what I consider sort of earth tone set. And I'm going to be working with the Festive Berries and Fossilized Amber. And I'm going to be coloring directly onto my glossy cardstock. So I'll start with the Festive Berries, and we can take a look at the crayon. So it's not like a traditional coloring crayon that your kids might have. This has a really smooth, almost a waxy feel to it. So you're just going to twist up the base of the barrel here to expose that color, and then you can simply apply it right onto your cardstock. So it does go on in a really smooth, sort of creamy way. It's almost like a lipstick. So I'm just going to scribble this color on here and smooth out. If I get any little extra bits on here, I'm just going to make sure to smooth those out. And I'll color pretty much over the entire piece here in the center where I'm going to do my stenciling. And then I'm going to add my Fossilized Amber right on top. And when I do this, I'm going to show you the tip of the Fossilized Amber crayon when I get done with this, because normally when you color a light color on top of a darker one, the tip of your lighter color will become contaminated. But if you take a look, it's not, it's clean. So this is a really nice part about the Distress Crayons, is that there is very little contamination. So I've just scribbled all over my glossy cardstock, and then I'm going to put my stencil right on top. So again, I'm working with this beautiful stencil. This one is the Shattered design. This is a Dylusion stencil, and I'm just going to place it right down on here. Now I do recommend that you use a little bit of washi tape or masking tape, some kind of low tack tape, to secure this down. And then you need to have a baby wipe. So I'm just going to scrunch this up and gently, using a circular motion and turning around that baby wipe so that I'm using a clean area of it from time to time, I'm just going to remove the color from that glossy cardstock. Now, because the cardstock is glossy, of course, it's coming right off very easily. You can do the same technique with matte cardstock. It's going to give you a different effect. It's not going to be quite so high contrast, but it can be done. So again, just turning this around to make sure that I'm not just moving the color around from place to place. And then I'm going to pull off this tape and lift this up so that you can see the finished design. So really cool, very high contrast, very abstract effect. But of course, the complete reverse of my Shattered design on here. So very fun to look at. I wanted to show you a couple of other stencil designs that I did. So here's one that's got a lot more of the color showing on here. And then this one has also a little bit more white showing. And I really found that I liked the stencil designs that had more white, or that resulted in more white. I thought that contrast was really cool. I also wanted to show you too, so here's what we're looking at with this same set number 2, that earth tone set. Here they are on a glossy cardstock, which is what I was working with, and here they are on a matte cardstock. So you can see this does show up a little bit more with the texture. This definitely looks a lot smoother. So just depending on whatever kind of look you're going for, you can achieve that with those crayons. Let me bring back in my original card and we can talk about putting it all together. So I've trimmed down that beautiful background, just mounted it up top and bottom with some teal cardstock, added a strip of cardstock here with some textured ribbon, and then I have a stamped sentiment here in as my focal point. And the stamp that I'm working with is from the Eclectica set. This is ESN20. It's that really lovely stamp quote from Helen Keller. So that's been stamped with jet black archival and then just popped up here. The whole thing is lifted up onto foam tape. So this is how you can use your distress crayons with stencils and baby wipes for a really cool background. I hope you enjoyed today's show. For more ideas and inspiration, please stop by my website at saranaumann.com. If you enjoyed today's video, I invite you to subscribe to Studio SN on YouTube, and I'll keep you updated with a new video at the first of every month. Thank you for joining me on Studio SN, and I'll see you again next time.